Imagine, class, you are going to start your business on the 1st of January 2024. But for the investor, they are willing to know, they are more than willing to know about your performance, expected performance of your company. That's why when you do your report, not only you must show us your product, not only you must show us your target market, not only you must show us your strategy, not only you must show us how you run your business, who are your management team, you have to show them also your forecasted sales, your forecasted expenses, and your forecasted profit for the next 3 years. And just imagine if we start our business on the 1st of January 2024, and that's why when we actually do our financial projection, we have to actually get the 3-year financial projection. And this financial projection includes these 3 things. One is your income statement, second is your balance sheet, and the third one is your cash flow. These are the 3 that you need to do, and you need to do it for 3 years. And if you check your Google your Google Classroom, you realize that I have already forwarded the 3 formats to you. Alright, I forwarded the 3 formats to you. And what we are going to do now is I'm going to explain what you mean by financial projection. I'm going to explain it very briefly, very quickly, because if you want to learn something that you need to learn for 2 years, you learn in 1 hour, that is almost impossible. Okay, that's why I will only tell you what you need to do, but how to do it, number 1, I've given you the format, and number 2, I will actually guide you to a certain extent what type of figures you should actually fill in. Okay, and we have 2 weeks to actually get this done. Alright, now let's take a look at financial management, or this is actually the last part of our discussion for this particular coursework. And next week when we meet up, we will discuss some other topics. Okay, some other topics. And when we talk about financial management, why do you need to have financial management? When you do business, first thing, what you need is you must have capital. And what happens if you don't have capital? If you don't have capital, then you must actually look for investors. You must actually learn how to raise money, You must actually get your sources of your funding. And one of them is actually through the development of your report, and get loan from the bank, get grant from the government, and also get investment from the investors. Correct? And not only that, financial management also means that you are here to manage your money. Because if you do not know how to manage your money, no matter how much you have, you will never get an ideal profit at the end of the day. No point for us, you see, class, there are a lot of restaurants out there, And have you ever realized some restaurant, when you go to the restaurant, you see a lot of people eating in the restaurant. Good business. But after 1 month, after 1 year, the restaurant closed. Tutup kedai, And you are very curious, how come this business is doing so well and yet they close shop, You may think that too busy until the boss gets sick, Too busy until they get fed up. Anybody will get fed up if they make money. You will never feel tired when money keep flowing into your pocket, right? Correct? You do it for the sake of the money. But why some restaurant they just close? I tell you, they close because they lose money. Don't ever think that good business means make money. Why? Because the front door open wide. Customer keep coming in. But at the same time, the back door also open wide. Money coming in through the main entrance, and money flow out through the back lane. You get what I mean? That means they do not know how to actually manage their finance. That's why in financial management, we are here to actually control these 2. One is to control our source of fund, the sources of fund. Number 2 is actually to manage our company finance. And under this, of course, this is a long topic. If you really want to learn, go FAFB, 3 years to learn finance. Okay, but here we are here just to discuss on how to actually get our assignment done. Okay, And when we talk about financial management, there are three things lah. We are talking about the financial statements. We are also talking about the forecast and also the budgets. Everything that you see over here, they are actually done for the future, not for the past, but for the future. Your business will only start in January next year. And that's why whatever that you do, you are just here to do something called forecasting. Forecasting. And then basically the forecast, we are going to do forecast for three things. Number one, income statement. That is your profit and loss account. For those who learned accounting before, this is the account untung rugi lah. To see whether at the end of the period, you make or you lose money. And the second one is about your balance sheet. Our balance sheet is actually a snapshot of your company status. And balance sheet is there to show in your company what you own and what you owe. You know what is what you own? That means what you have. And then what you owe, O-W-E. Apa yang awak hutang. Okay, I mean, that means what you have and what you still need to pay to other people. Alright? And the next one is actually the statement of cash flow. The statement of cash flow. Basically, this is actually to see the cash position in your company. I give you one example. During MCO, the moment the government announced MCO, you realize or not, everybody panicked. And then 3 months after MCO, some company started to close down. Correct or not? After 3 months, bankrupt and close shop. Why? They close shop because lack of something called cash flow. They have buildings, they have cars, they have a lot of things, but they don't have enough cash. They don't have money to pay for the rental. They don't have money to pay for the what do you call it? For the salary of the staff. They have no money to pay for other expenses, electric bill, water bill, phone bill, internet bill. So many bills to pay, and they don't have enough cash. They only have the building, but how can you turn the building into cash? Cannot, right? You may have your company car, and your company car still on loan, still cannot buy a bank one, and you cannot sell your car because why? Because your bank, you still need to pay the bank every month. If you sell, I tell you, you lose money even more. And that's why all these companies who close after 3 months after MCO, those were the company without strong cash flow. You get me? Okay, but wait, this is not what we want to discuss today. We are going to tell you what you need to do for your coursework only lah. Alright, even though financial management can be something interesting lah. And when we look into financial projection for your coursework, here we need to estimate few things. Number one, you need to estimate your cost. Estimate your sales. That means for 3 years, for the next 3 years, you're the first one to reach. Very fast are you? Marathon runner. We just came from block K, K301. And today we left a little bit late. We left at almost 12 o'clock. You can be here, not bad, quite fast. The rest punctured halfway. No. Okay, so we are here to estimate the sales. The sales. How much you think you will make for the next 3 years? Very important. And then the next one is how much you are going to actually pay for your expenses and also to your suppliers. How much roughly you need to pay. And the next one is basically for your startup. How much you need to actually start up your business. Before you start your business, before you do your grand opening, before the lion dance come and open up the opening ceremony for your company, I think you need to spend some money for renovation. You need to spend some money for your furniture and fixture and fittings, right? I think you need to spend some money for your stationeries, correct? For your computer, your wiring, your aircon, your licensing, and also the deposit of your rental. Don't you think so? All these are the things that you need to do before you start your business. That is actually your startup expenses. We are going to talk about that in a short while. And then when we talk about the next thing, this is what normally people do when they do financial management. Before you start to do your forecast, okay, before you start doing your forecast for existing company, plus for a company that has already existed in the market, if they want to do forecast, if I want to know how much I'm going to spend next year, what do I need to do? First of all, I need to see how much I spent last year. Based on the history, we can actually do the forecast for future. This is what we do. We look at the history, and from the history, we predict the future. But what happens if you are a new company? You are a new company. That's why for new company, you straight away start from here, forecast. That is what you need to do for your coursework. The financial projection part of your coursework. Your forecast, and from your forecast, you will do your pro forma financial statement. That is your pro forma means your forecast Same meaning your forecasted income statement, your forecasted balance sheet, and your forecasted statement of cash flow. These are the three things that you need to do. And then the next thing that I'd like to tell you is this. When we actually do financial statement for financial projection for your coursework, these are the three things that I will check. These are the three things that I will check. First, we are here to look at the items involved, such as income. Where are the sources of funds, your sales, and your revenue? Sources of fund actually come from the investors. From the investors, from the business partners. Let's say there are 5 of you, or 4 of you, or even 3 of you. Like what we mentioned, the initial capital is 500,000. Correct or not? If you need to get 500,000 and there are 5 of you in your group, that means the 5 directors, everybody contribute 100,000. If there are only 4 person in a group, in a company, only 4 directors, that means average 1 director, you need to actually invest. You need to contribute 125,000. You get me? 4 person means 500,000. Okay? Alright? And then your income also comes from the sales. That means the selling of your product. The selling of your product. Okay? And then the next one is your expenses. Cost of goods sold. That means the money that you pay to your supplier. Still remember in the tutorial class, I told you, if you sell something at 10 ringgit, then the money that you pay to the supplier who supply the product to you should be around 30% of your selling price. If you actually sell something at 10 ringgit, then you pay the supplier 3 ringgit, 30%. That is actually your cost of sales. And then your expenses for your operations, which we are going to discuss later, and the rest. Followed by the capital expenditure. That means that is your physical asset things like the things that you need to use to buy for your equipment for your physical asset But again, for your business, since you only have 500,000, you are going to rent premise. That means you are going to rent your office. You are not going to set up a factory, but you are going to rent an office to turn it into your marketing office. Don't spend money to buy a building. If you spend money to buy a building and the building is 10,000, 1 million and above, I tell you your loan will be very high every month. Okay? You rather rent it from someone. Alright? And then when we talk about financial projection, this is the last thing that you do. This is the last thing that you do. That's why this is our last topic for the coursework. When I say last topic, that means next week when we meet up, we have some other related topics for discussion in our lecture. Okay, then when we talk about financial projection class, These are the few things that you must do in your coursework. The first is your sources and uses of fund. I'm going to show you in a short while. Okay, the sources of fund, where you get your money from. And first of all, you get from the directors. Everybody contribute money and to make it 500,000. And number two, your uses of fund. What are you going to spend before you start your business? That is actually your startup expenditure. Startup expenditure. I'm going to show you a sample also after this. And then the next thing is your assumption sheet. Assumption sheet, I just need the assumption sheet for income statement only. Special discount, Raya discount. Okay, I just need this assumption sheet for income statement only. No need to do assumption sheet for sources and uses of funds. Special discount. And then the next one is your balance sheet and also your cash flow. Okay, your balance sheet and also cash flow. Now let's take a look at the first one. When we talk about sources and uses of fund, how much do you need? Again, in our business plan, I told you that we need 500,000. Everybody start from 500,000. In case you need more than that, then you get from the bank. Get loan from the bank. Alright? And what happened here is, this is what you call the sources of fund lah. Something like this. Imagine I'm the CEO followed by another 4 more directors. If there are 5 of us, everybody contribute 100,000, so we get 500,000. Correct? If you want to make the figure different, can also. CEO contribute 300,000. The rest 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. Can or not? Can also. You get me? Up to you. But at the end, the total is 500,000. Everybody start from 500,000. In case you need extra money, then you get loan from the bank. Get loan from the bank. Don't get loan from Along. Get loan from the bank. Okay? And when you get loan from the bank, you must actually show the payment of your loan every year to the bank in your financial statement. That's why the best is, don't get loan from the bank, you just start from the 500,000. Then your financial projection, it is not so complicated. Clear enough? Okay? And then the next one. This is the startup cost. What do you mean by startup cost? When you have this money, you need to pay this money to start something, right? You not yet start your business, not yet opening, no opening ceremony yet. But before the opening ceremony, what do you need to do? You need to do something. For example, to buy equipment, to buy your office supplies, for your furniture, your fixture. How can you get the lion dance? Tong chang, tong chang, tong chang, cut the ribbon, and when people open your main door, they look into your office, empty, kosong, no table, no chair, tatami style. Hey, do you think people have confidence? Place order, come, sit down, sit down on the floor, How can? You must have something before you start your business. You may want to buy a company car, right? You may want to do renovation, correct? Correct? You want to do renovation. And then you may want to pay for some legal and accounting fee, correct? And then you need to pay for your business license. Don't you think so? By now, I think most of you have already put in your patent certificate lah. You have already put in your SSM certificate lah, your Searing cert lah, some with halal cert lah. Hey, all these you need to pay one, Even the SSM cert it is very cheap. Less than 100 ringgit, but that is also money. You need to pay. Where do you get the money from? You get the money from here, the 500,000. You get me? And therefore, at the end of the day, if you have 500,000, the part over here and rental deposit, everything that you do here, the amount should not exceed 500,000. You get me or not? How can you have only 500,000 in your hand and you spend more than 500,000 before opening ceremony? Mati oh, right or not? Why mati? Because your cash flow problem oh. You understand? Understand? Huh? That's why this amount, please ensure that it is lower than 500,000. If possible, make it lower than 200,000. Please don't spend $500,000 on renovation. You know, renovation. Where is renovation? Renovation. Please don't spend hundreds of thousands for renovation. Don't do that. Okay? This is a sample for you to take a look. Just for your information. And again, when you actually write your figure, try to show me some figure like this. Don't show me figure like this. Carpet 3,000, paint 1,000, 2,000, 1,000. Everything so naman meh, all 10,000, 8,000, 1,006. The figure shouldn't be like this. Make the figure a little bit more real. 5535, 6245, you know, something like that. You get me? Understand? Even though everything is not real, but try to make it slightly more real. Okay? And then, this can be another example. Again, the figure is not really very nice. Right? Startup expenses. This is another example. This one you can follow, but the figure don't follow. Follow the content, but don't follow the figure. This is just a guideline. Are you okay so far? Class, are you okay so far? Okay, alright? And then you see like staff training whatsoever, trademark all this you just put in whatever. But again, don't ever make this exceed 500,000. Below 200,000 is still okay. Don't forget, you still need to pay money for your marketing fund, your marketing implementation plan, right now? Opening ceremony, 20,000 ringgit. Hey, another 20,000 ringgit got. No sales yet, no sales yet. Okay? This is what we see in terms of your startup capital and also your uses of funds. Clear this part? The next part that you need to do is this. Financial statement in terms of what? In terms of income statement. Income statement. And when we look at income statement, ladies and gentlemen, income statement is actually the profit and loss statement. Account untung rugi. And income statement is here to actually show you the revenue. That means the money that you receive and the expenses. Expenses means the money that you pay. Money that is coming in and money that is going out. Throughout the accounting period of how many years? 3 years. 3 tahun, And that's why in this part, okay, you need to show me every year how much is your sales. How much is your sales? How much you make through the sales of your product. Clear? And also here, you must also tell me the cost of sales. That means if you sell so many products, you get so much money, how much you pay to the supplier. And again, the guideline is around 30%. 30% of your selling price. Okay? And then also we are here to talk about the operating expenses throughout your business period. Throughout the business period, what expenses incurred? Just like example let's say TAR UC, TAR UMT, TAR UMT. What can be the source of revenue? Source of revenue is actually from the fee paid by students. Correct? Correct? Fee paid by student. What can be the expenses? What can be the expenses? Expenses can be the electric bill, the water bill, the toilet roll in your toilet, the detergent in your toilet, and the salary that you pay to the cleaner, the lecturer, the gardener, the admin staff, and also the tax that you pay to the government. Correct? What else? I think many more just that maybe I don't know You get what I mean Alright? Things like that. The operating expenses. And at the end of the day, your business must have surplus. What do you mean by surplus? Mesti ada untung lah. First year rugi, never mind. don't rugi too much lah. If you have only 500,000, please don't rugi exceeding 500,000 lah. Then you can declare bankrupt already. You get what I mean? You can lose 20, 30,000, but you cannot lose too much. Okay? And this is actually a sample. This is actually a sample, but this is not complete. The complete one actually comes from the one that I gave you. The complete one is actually from the one that I gave you. Okay? Which one? This one. Hey, hold on. Why am I using this mouse? Okay. This is the complete one. Income statement. And under this income statement, you see or not? I put here 2024, 2025, 2026. So all of us, we are going to start our business next year. Now you are doing your preparation for your business. And what do you see over here? Under your income statement, you have your revenue. What do you mean by revenue over here? The money that you collect through your sales of your product. Why I put here product 1, product 2, product 3? Not that you have 3 products, but you may have a product but 3 different sizes. You may have 1 product but 3 different colors. You get me? Understand? Okay? And then this is also the same. Maybe the cost of goods sold, that means how much you pay to your supplier. Product 1, how much is your sales? Your cost should be 30% of your sales. Something like that. Different size, different price. And that's why if you have only 1 product, then just 1. If you have 3 different sizes, then you just show me the sales for each size. Okay? And then again over here, we have the different types of expenses. Again, listen carefully, class. I have already given you those guidelines, and what you need to do is you choose whichever that is suitable for your business. For example, continuing education. And if you want to know what is continuing education, you see, you just need to click here. It will show you what you mean by that. Please don't call me, please don't WhatsApp me and ask me one by one, what is this, what is this, what is this. Because by now, if you do not know, you can always ask ChatGPT. You can always ask Google. You can always refer to the explanation seen over here. Okay? And again, what I want to tell you here is, if your company, you don't practice continuing education, then just take out this part. Take out this column. And then also, what else do you have? For example, let me see. Nothing much. The rest, you just do it accordingly. Number 36, initially, here is called charity. Number 36, initially is charity. But I have already deleted it. If you don't do any charity, don't put charity and then you put 0. Don't do that. You just get rid of it. Cancel it. Clear? Take whatever that you need and add in whatever that you think is required for your company. For example, let's say if you buy a company car, your salesman drive your company car. Hey, you drive company car, do you need to pump petrol? You need to pump petrol, right? Even if you want to pump petrol and then you don't see anything like the fuel, petrol, then you have to create one fuel for office car. How much per year? And then your car, you drive whole year, no need to do service one. You need right now, car maintenance. How much you estimate and then you put the figure in. Clear? Okay? And this is what you see in your financial projection. The first part called income statement. Okay, called income statement. I've already given you all those figures, not figures, those requirements, and you just need to fill in the figures. The guideline is cost is always 30% of sales, and your net profit is always around 20 to 25% of your sales. If you can get this ratio right, that means your income statement is okay, safe. And one more thing that I'd like to tell you, for your financial projection, you need to do 3 things. 10 marks. And out of these 10 marks, I will spend 80% of my time to look at your income statement. This part. Income statement, I will spend 80% of the time for financial projection to look into your income statement. What does that mean? That means you have to make sure that your sales is going up. You must make sure that your profit is going up. You must make sure that your variable cost, that means your expenses grow as and when your sales increase. Your expenses will grow as and when your sales increase. Let me take a look before you submit in week 11 or week 10. Okay, let me take a look first. And how about the rest, such as balance sheet? Balance sheet and cash flow, as long as you do it, as long as the figure is logical, as long as the balance sheet is balanced, I close 2 eyes, not close 1 eye. Because why? I can't really tell you much from the balance sheet, but I can see a lot of things from your income statement. Clear? Huh? So what do you mean by balance sheet? Balance sheet is actually a document to show the ratio of your asset, your liability, and also your equity. And balance sheet is very, very important. But for those who don't really learn accounting, you do not need to be worried, because for this balance sheet for your company, as long as your balance sheet is balanced, I won't ask you a lot. I won't ask you question basically. I won't ask you question. Nothing to ask you also. Because all the figures all you plug from the sky. The only thing that you need to take note is balance sheet. You must make sure that at the end of the day, it is balanced. The total asset and the total liability plus equity is equal. Let me show you afterwards. And when we talk about asset, there are 3 types. One is called the current asset. One is called the fixed asset. Another one, it can be other assets. If you are not so sure, you want to learn more, you can always go to the internet and then you try to find out. No chance to actually tell you here because why? The time is too limited. You need to fill up the figures. What are figures? Okay, the figures for asset, the figures for liability. Asset means your harta. You know harta? If you own a house, that is your asset. But if your house is still under loan, if you have a house, that is your asset. But if your house is still under under the bank loan, then that house is your liability as well. Liability, don't feel happy, Okay? And then another thing is the equity. Equity means your investment in your company. Your investment in your company. The share from the partners, business partners. Or even in your second year and third year, if you have accumulated earning retain, that means from the profit of the company, you allocate some of the money earned in the first year or even second year, you put them under your, under your owner's equity, under accumulated earning retain. That can be the figure as well. Can also. But again, I won't check I won't be so detailed, you get what I mean? Because no point, I cannot ask you question and you will never be able to answer because all those figures are fake one. As long as, ladies and gentlemen, as long as at the end of the day, your total asset and your total liability, they are the same, then I just close 2 eyes not 1 eye, not 1.5 also, I close both, Don't question us, Don't know how to ask also. But again, the format I've already given you. Again, balance sheet, and then followed by your asset. You can see total current asset, followed by your your total current asset, total fixed asset, other assets, add up together, you have your total asset. Over here. Then liability, you fill up the figures as long as at the end of the day, I even give you a sample, but don't follow the sample. This sample, the figure are not good figures. And what happened here is, you see the total asset, 288,595, 287,090, 1505. All these are pet figures. Don't follow these figures. These are just example. Then you look at the total liability and the equity. Add up together. 288,595, 287,090, 1505. Right now. And the balance sheet check, 0. That means this one and this one, same figure. That means your balance sheet is balanced. That means I considered correct. Very simple. Never expect it to be so simple. You should have studied FAFB or it's so simple one. No, just joking. Okay. Then the next one is actually something called your cash flow. Your cash flow. What can you say about cash flow? This is about the cash position of your company. Again, for cash flow, this is much easier because all those figures on the operating activities, investing activities, finance activities, all these you can plug from your financial projection. From your income statement. You just look at the examples that I give you over here. The statement of cash flow. Okay, statement of cash flow. And what happened here is in your cash flow, you can see from the sales, you just put in the figure that you have already got from the income statement, followed by the money that you pay to your supplier. Copy and paste it over here. Followed by your expenses for your business. You also copy and paste from your income statement. So at the end of the day, you should be able to show me your total cash in hand at the end of first year, second year, third year, as long as your cash position is positive and the figure is going upwards, keep growing, I'm fine with that. I close 2 eyes also. Are you okay? Understand? You all feel so quiet, it makes me feel so stressful. Understand? That's why what I want to tell you here is, at the end of the day, I will only spend my time to look at something called the income statement and also your assumption sheet. Your income statement and also your assumption sheet. That is what I would like to share with you today. And before we go, I would like to show you an example. Even though I tell you, I will close 2 eyes, but I will still check, And what do I check actually? I check your income statement. Don't simply hantam tikam like you go to the Toto center, Okay, for example. Let's say this account. I show you this not because they are good. I show you this because they are bad. Don't copy this one. I better tell you first. Don't you, Mr. O, show this one. How come I get wrong? Okay, you look at this. Where is my mouse? Okay, what's wrong with this? Who can tell me what's wrong with this figure? Anything wrong with this figure?
Your cost of sales lower than your sales increase.
You, who said that? Who said that? You. Okay, someone said I heard and yet nobody admit. Hey, now Ching Beng, do my the X started appear. Okay, so what happened here is, you see, this group of students, they claim that they open up restaurant, They open up restaurant, And then they show me their business and they show me their financial projection. First year, the sales 983,000, look good lah. And I told them your cost of sales should be around 30%. Food business, and it is only 141,000. That means it's slightly more than 10%, right? Slightly more than 10%. I think the quality of the food must be quite bad, right? And then that is not the problem. What is the problem now? Second year, the sales increase, cost reduce, Third year, double up, and yet the cost is lower, What does that mean? That means, class, if you sell something at 10 ringgit, by right your cost should be how much? 3 lor, right or not? 30% lor, right or not? 30%, can see or not? Can see 3 lor. But if we follow this theory, if you sell 1 plate, you get 10 ringgit. If you sell 2 plate, how much you get? You sell 1 plate, you get 10 ringgit. You sell 2 plates, how much you get? How much you collect?
20.
You sell 1 plate, you get revenue 10 ringgit. If you sell 2 plates, how much you get? 20 lor, right or not? 20. But according to this theory, sell 1 plate, 3 ringgit. You sell 2 plate, the cost become 2 ringgit 50 cent, you know. Something wrong somewhere, right? And you cannot give me reason like, oh, first year, Mr. O, first year, this person is my supplier. And then from him, I know his daughter, and now he become my father-in-law. You cannot give me this type of special price because of father-in-law. Don't give me this type of answer. Special discount for son-in-law. No such thing. Business means business. Okay? And you know why they did this or not? Let me show you the reason. The reason is, at the end, you see, first year rookie 744,000. The mati or first year bankrupt already, you get me? And I told them, first year you rookie, never mind. Second year, make sure you make some money, you know, or else your business fail. This is a failure. This account is a failure. Second year, they make 36,000. How they get this 36,000? Very clever. Okay? Here you see the cost reduced by 30,000. So here increased by 30,000. You know, this is tikam one, you get me? No? And then third year I told them, make sure you make money. Third year, first year you lose money. Third year you must make money. Third year all of a sudden they make 1 million, you know. Like kena lottery jackpot, you know. And what happened? How did they do it? They increase the sales and reduce the cost. Don't ever do this. Understand? And the last thing that I would like to share with you is this. Okay, class. This is what we call the assumption sheet. Assumption sheet. This is what we call assumption sheet. Assumption sheet, what I want you to do is, you have to explain every single figure that you have done in your income statement. For example, let's say salary 186,000. How do you get this 186,000? Oh, then you see, this is how they get it. First year they employ 1 chef, 2,005. Assistant chef 1,850. Cashier 4. This is the first time I see a restaurant where you have more cashier than chef, you know. Cashier 1,002. And then plus the director and all those, every month they spend 15,500. Times 12 months, 186,000. That is how you get the amount called 186,000 for salary. And then EPF, 12% of the salary. So how did they get the EPF? EPF, you see, 12% of the salary, 22,320. Followed by the rest of the figures. And let me show you one more, class. Let me show you one more. You look at this one. This is another disaster. Because in your presentation, I will ask you question. Okay? You look at this company. First year, 10 million sales, you know. Second year, 16 million sales, you know. Third year, 24 million sales, you know. Like public listed company, right? And then what happened is, I asked them, "Oi, your business so good, what business are you in, And this is the business. What business you think is this, Smartest.
Smartphone.
Can someone guess what business is this? What product is this? The smart wallet and smart purse, you know. And then the price of the smart wallet is 488 ringgit. I said, oh yo, the amount that you pay is more than the amount of money that you have in your wallet. You know? Never mind. Can forgive. But you want to sell 10 million, 60 million, and 24 million. Then I asked them, you know, hey, where is your shop located? They said, Mr. O, this is a luxurious product, you know. That's why we cannot sell in Giant, we cannot sell in Mighty, cannot sell in Lotus. This one we only sell in one outlet, and the outlet is none other than KLCC. Ground floor. Next to LV. High standard. But the problem here is they only sell in one place. And then what happened here is first year, can you imagine? Almost 10 years ago, today I still take this as a joke, First year, oh, you see they sold so many, we take the average of 588 okay? And then second year, increased by 150%. Third year, increased by 130%, 150%, And then I told them, you only sell in one outlet, right? Any online, that time online still not popular. No, only one outlet. And you just calculate and see. On the third year, 24 million sales. Divide by 588 ringgit per piece. And at the end of the day, every day, they must sell 120. And one day, can you imagine, class? From the 1st of January until 31st of December, every day you sell 120, And one day, if you open up from 10 morning until 10 at night, that means every hour you need to sell how many? Every hour you need to sell 12, 12, And 1 hour you only have 60 minutes. That means every 5 minutes you must sell one, Can you imagine? Morning, class. Before you open 9:50, you have people queuing up outside to wait already, to buy your products. They can't wait to buy your products. And at night, 9:59, you want to close the gate, you close, people stop, They say, I still want to buy, Can you imagine? And that happened from the 1st of January until 31st of December, And I told them, if this really happened, the owner of LB, the aisle drip until the floor, So good, the business. Every 5 minutes sell one, Do you think that is possible? That is not possible. That's why, you know why this happened? Last part, let me tell you. You know what happened? Because they didn't dig their ears properly. I told them, right, hey, when you sell something at 10 ringgit, how much you pay to your supplier? 30%. I think that day they didn't sleep well. You see what happened? You sell something at 10 ringgit, I say pay supplier 30%, they pay supplier 70%. Dengar terbalik, That's why, how can you sell at 10 ringgit, the cost is 70%, end up screw up everything. And in order to make money, they have to increase the sales. And everything become not logical. Don't take this as an example. This is just to show you that even though this is not real, but you have to give me something logical. Okay? Any question before we stop? No, Okay, if no question, thank you. You OT already, nobody outside. Okay, thank you very much, and please, too bad if you not yet sign in, cannot sign also. Who cannot sign your attendance, come and see me. Alright? And the rest of you, I see you during tutorial class. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.